Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your man B Miles coming to you live once again with another video from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. I actually want to come to y'all with another video, man, talking about how America's racism has come back to bite them and the chickens have come home to roost. And the reason why I actually want to put together this video because I actually want to talk about the cost of racism that America is literally finding out right about now, because now we are in the season of FAFO, which means fuck around and find out. And the rest of America is literally finding out pretty much what Black Americans have pretty much been telling them for the longest time, that we live in such a very crazy system ran by these crazy, sickening people that are out here, all up in the government and stuff like that. And see, what is so crazy is that all of the problems that so-called Black Americans have been talking about, for the longest time, of the things that we've been dealing with, it seems like every time we turn around, every time we deal with the problems they wind up trickling over pretty much, you know what I'm saying, like other communities start to like witness and go through the same type of problems that we been experiencing for like years and decades, if not centuries. And what it seems to me is that, we've been telling everybody for the longest time that this is going on, this is happening, this is happening. But it seems to me that nobody wanted to listen to us. Everybody thought that we would just want to crying and complaining. And everybody pretty much used this homo tiger anti-black racism to literally come against us, thinking that we were the enemy. But the whole entire time, they were being used as enemies. The whole entire they were pretty much being used as pawns by the enemy the whole entire time. And see, what is going on is that, especially ever since this election has happened with Donald Trump, all of the other minority groups, they are literally beginning to be experiencing that the American dream that they once had has now what? Turned into the American nightmare. And see, that is exactly what has happened, is that by them having this anti-blackness and by them having this racist mentality, that is the cost of racism. You want to know why? Because as long as you've been looking at somebody else as the enemy, you don't even realize that the enemy is right there in front of you, literally stabbing you in the back the whole entire time. I mean, look at all of the other groups. I'm talking about from Caucasians to Asians to like Indians, Arabs, even Latinos. All of these other groups, all of these other, even Black immigrants as well. I'm not saying all, but I could say most of them. And that is the thing about all of these other groups. All of them are really begin to see that the very things that we've been talking about under Trump right about now, they are all catching hell. You want to know why? Because the very things that they were benefiting from, they are literally being stripped from right about now. And see, that is the cost of racism, because when you were thinking that someone else is the enemy, you can't even realize that the enemy is literally stabbing you in the back and literally picking your pocket. I believe Lyndon B. Johnson said something like that, I believe years ago. I don't want to say it quote by quote, but I firmly believe he says something like, as long as they looking at them as the enemy, they won't even know if you picking this pocket. And guess what? That's exactly what they've done. They literally fool all of the rest of these minorities into thinking that, they had to go against another group of people being racist, but the whole entire time, the enemy was picking their pocket the whole entire time. And guess what? The chickens have come home to roost. The chickens now have come home to roost, and now the very problems that that has been ignored now is in the very faces of the same people that was up there being racist, having this whole entire racist mentality, want to live in a whole entire racist reality. And guess what? That reality has now what? Smacked them right back up in the face. You want to know why? Because they thought that Trump was literally going to target one community, but guess what? All the other communities, they're literally being slapped in the face. It is like the ultimate Uno reverse card. And see, look, you thinking that you was going to be a part of the club. And see, now that you were seeing that you were not a part of the club, guess what? Now you are playing victim, because that is the cost of your racism. It came back to bite you. And that's exactly what so-called Black Americans been telling everybody. And that's why we don't feel sorry for anybody. And that's why we're not throwing a pity party. Why? Because we knew that racism is going to come back to bite them. So guess what? It ain't no sympathy. But I had to come to you over this video, man. Spread thoughts upon this, shed light upon the situation. I felt the need that y'all had to hear this subject. Keep on liking and subscribing to my channel. Always appreciate the love. Don't forget to hit the bell to get all of my notifications. Like, share, and subscribe. And it's your man B Miles coming to you live once again from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. One love once again. Peace.